my channel. My name is Daily Dell. If this is your first time here, you already know you gotta hit that subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss any future uploads from me. And if you are a regular here, welcome back. I'm glad you came back. Today is a highly voted on and requested Get Ready With Me. If you guys follow me on Instagram, which if you're not, go ahead and follow me on my social media. It's in the description box below. I did a poll on my Instagram and you guys highly voted for a Get Ready With Me video. I'm kind of nervous because this is my first time doing something like this, and I know people be coming for you when you don't do your makeup, how they do it and all types of stuff. But either way, we here and y'all just gonna have to deal with it. And don't be coming for me in the comments because I'm not a makeup artist, okay? I'm self-taught. I've improved over the years, but don't be talking about why you ain't using this brush and that angle, this and that. I'm not an MUA, okay? So we just here having a good time, some chit chat, and you know what it is. So either way, we're going to get into this video, and I think I will do a mukbang, however you pronounce it, because that was also highly requested. I mean, the Get Ready With Me had a few more votes, but it wasn't like a ton more. So maybe in 2020, I'll experiment with some mukbangs and see how you guys like it. And I definitely hope I can do some more Get Ready With Me's because I think it would be fun. As I'm doing my makeup, I am going to be looking between my mirror here, my face on the camera, and the lens. So don't feel like, you know, I'm being rude by not looking at you or anything like that. I'm just trying to multitask, and I actually am getting ready to go somewhere. So this is a like legit Get Ready With Me. I'm also going to try to list the products I'm using as I'm using them. But if I forget or anything, everything will be listed in the description box so you can just go check it out. All of this stuff is cheap. It's all from Walmart, a beauty supply store, or like a Walgreens or whatever. So this is a very affordable Get Ready With Me. But anyways, let's get into the video. So to start, I'm going to use this e.l.f. Satin eyeliner pencil. I actually use this for my brows, the outline of it. Hopefully it's not too blurry, because it does help to just like make your eyebrows more pronounced. And a lot of people always comment on my eyebrows on my pictures, and they're like, oh my gosh, your brows are amazing, this, that, the third. So I always outline my brows with the black one, and then I fill in my brows with a brown because it matches my eye color, my hair color better. So this is an e.l.f. I think this is an actual brow pencil. This one is technically an eyeliner pencil, but it does the job well. And honestly, when I moved here, if you guys saw the story time, it was a lot popping off, so I had to buy makeup kind of like, you know, off the cuff. But anyways, so today, and my face is already moisturized too. I use this to moisturize my face, the Dove Intensive Cream. So this I can get at the Dollar Tree by me. You should have it at the Dollar Tree by you. If not, then it's going to be at Walmart or something like that. But anyways, this does your face really good. And I have oily skin on my face, so I don't like to put on anything too heavy or where I have to put on too much and then my face gets greasy. But today, I want to talk about a couple things, honestly. One, I want to talk about settling into a new city. So I feel like settling into a new city is definitely an experience. You know, this is my first time living far from home. For those of you who know, I'm from the DMV area, born and raised, literally lived all over the DMV. So, you know, it's interesting being on the other side. Like, DC in and of itself is a pretty big transplant city, but the type of vibe there for transplants is different. A lot of people are coming through the government or the military, or just other type of careers or whatever. So it still feels very like, I don't even know how to describe it, to be honest, but it's not Atlanta. Like let's just say that Atlanta is its own animal. Like everything that people say about Atlanta, for the most part, as far as it being like, you know, always something going on, always something happening, a quote unquote big city feel, like all of that stuff is correct. It is a big area. I mean, the city of Atlanta itself, the actual city of Atlanta, is pretty small. I honestly don't think it's that much bigger than the city of DC. But like DC, I'm using the e.l.f. What is this? e.l.f. Eyebrow Duo Brush right here. Let me move my finger so you guys can see the word. And my camera is so blurry today. Like, what is going on? But anyway, so, you know, like DC, the city of Atlanta gets lumped in with all of its suburbs. But the thing is, the suburbs in Atlanta, the Atlanta metro area, are a lot more. So I think all in all, it can be considered as much as like 50 something counties in the Atlanta metro area. Whereas in the DC area, I mean, I'm sure there are some counties I don't know of, but for the most part, people consider it to be like PG County, Montgomery County, Fairfax County, I would even say, well, what Howard County? Honestly, I don't even know, but I know I know it's not as big. Right now, I'm gonna use the Rimmel London Stay Matte Concealer. I know the DC area is not as big as the Atlanta area, to put it bluntly. And so, being the one that is a transplant now and having to get used to how they do things down here is definitely an experience. Like, it's a different animal, you know? Everything from trying to rent a home, the procedures for that, the roadways. Like, I still don't even understand 75 versus 285 versus 20 versus, you know, it's just so many different roads. Whereas DC is pretty much like 95, 295, you know, and then you have like Route 1 and stuff like that, but it's not so much, you know, just bypassing and going through the city. So that's something to get used to. Granted, I live on the northwest side. I'm not gonna put it all out there because, you know, folk be crazy. I'm on the northwest side of the Atlanta suburbs. So, you know, basically I could get to Tennessee in like 2 hours. You know, I could get to Alabama in like 2 hours. Like, you know, I'm more in a rural suburb that's being built up. So if you're familiar with the DC area, or like Central Virginia, this kind of reminds me of like a Fredericksburg, Virginia area. And that's why I liked it so much when we found it, because it just reminded me of where I just moved from. And I feel like it helped with the transition versus being like in Atlanta, like downtown. I feel like that would feel really weird for me right now because I haven't lived in a city since, like, downtown city since 2011. So it would feel really weird to me right now to be living in downtown Atlanta. And to be honest, to get the most bang for your buck, it's better to come further out. I'm kind of used to being a little out the way, so this wasn't a turn on for me. For some people, they'd be like, oh no, that's so far, this, that, the third. And reason being, because it is a little harder to get out and about here. You know, like for me to get to downtown would take me anywhere from like 35 to 40 minutes. But if you count traffic, it can get pretty crazy. And so a lot of people want to be in the thick of things, you know? And with that, it does make it harder to kind of get acquainted, because a lot of people out here are very much like family people, like, you know, married with kids. I'm using my finger because I don't know where my blender is. So again, don't come for me. But, you know, a lot of people are family people out here. So, you know, the Nextdoor app, my neighborhood was just added on it. And I tried to see if there was any events going on or whatever. And most of the stuff is not of my interest. It's like sewing competitions and, you know, like elderly meetup groups. I did think about starting a meetup group, but then I was like, I don't want to have to be in charge. Like, I'm not one of those people that seeks power and to be the center of attention all the time. That's not me. I end up getting it, but I really can do without it. Like, that's really how I am as a person. And so I'm like, if I start a meetup, I'm going to have to be like arranging meetings and opportunities to hang out and all that type of stuff, you know, and it really just makes it harder because, to be honest, like, I was kind of used to being off the grid in the DMV because, again, that's my home. Everyone that I knew, I was good knowing. Everybody that I fell off with, I was cool with that. Like, you know, so I was good being off the grid. And where I moved from in Virginia, it was like close enough to Richmond where I could explore that area. And I didn't really have to deal too much with people in DC. So, you know, I was kind of out of the whole making friends mode. And then moving here, I'm realizing how dry my life can be, especially because most of my friends are not down here. And my family down here, a lot of them are just now finding out that we moved, because we like to move in silence. We don't really like to tell people like, oh, this is my plan, this is where I'm going, this is what I'm doing. Because honestly, one, it gives too many people their you know, freedom to feel like, oh, well, let me give my opinions and my thoughts. And I really don't care what you think about what I'm doing. Like, I'm just telling you to tell you. I wasn't telling you to get advice, you know, like, so that's why I don't really tell people what I'm doing. And then two, I just don't like to jinx it, you know, and people be like, oh, that's not true or whatever, whatever. But I really do feel like every time I tell people what I'm doing, it just goes left, or like all sorts of things just pop off. And I'm like, I'm just going to let God work and I'm going to move in silence. So you guys can see how I do my brows. Because I tell you, online, everyone's always like, your brows are so perfect. Now you see, now the secret is out. But yeah, so now I'm in a mode where it's like, I really have to be thinking about making friends. You know, I really have to be thinking about getting out there, and I want to, because my life is boring right now in the sense of like, I work, I grind, I try to build this, you know, business and these different businesses, I should say, but I want to have some fun. You know, I want to kick it with people. I want to relax, like have a good time. I don't always want to just be on grind mode, you know. And I'm using this Wet n Wild foundation brush. It's a little dirty, so don't judge me. This is like $1 at Walmart, and I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Normal to Oily Foundation. Like, this is my holy grail for affordable, accessible foundation that keeps your skin like on point, especially if you've got big pores like me. You can't really see it on camera, but around here my pores are kind of big, and I have oily skin on my face. This right here is everything. So needless to say, I'm definitely like, I don't want to just be on grind mode. I do want to meet people. So I am thinking about joining some organizations next year for sure. I don't know if they have any blogger or influencer type of organizations here, because that would be great if they do. If not, I will try to find just meetups around common interests. So maybe like a travel group, or not where we're traveling together, because I'm very picky about who I travel with. I've done that in the past, just like traveling with randoms, and it goes left. You know, you learn a lot about people when you travel with them or when you live with them. But you know, just travel groups where we like, you know, maybe go and do stuff around the city, or like I would love to join like some single moms groups, because I feel like single moms just don't get out enough. Like, obviously we have a lot going on, so I would like to join that. And just see if I can mingle with other single moms. But if not, then mom groups would work too, you know, just to get out away from the kids sometimes. And even with the kids, but where we can do both. We can hang just as moms, and we can hang like with the kids. I definitely would like to join some groups around like current events. So maybe like political stuff going on in the city and things like that. And if I join influencer groups, that would be helpful, because this gig is not super simple, like, you know. And that's another thing, like, people be thinking influencing and doing like, and influencing, when I say, I basically mean anybody that does like YouTube or blogging or vlogging, or, you know, podcasting or whatever. Like, people think that stuff is super easy, but it's not. Like, even just taping this Get Ready With Me today took a lot out of me because I had to clean out the storage unit last night, and I was literally out till about like 4 a.m. because I had to take the dude home that was helping us, and really nice guy, really sweet young man. But I'm just like, bruh, I was so tired. So, you know, it's a lot of work, and a lot of work goes into it, and you want to, you know, reap the benefits of it. But people, they think that it's easy and like you're just self-centered or whatever. So, you know, if I can hang with other people that get it, I feel like that would be great motivation. And we could even do stuff together, you know, like we could go to events together and like talk about it together and things like that. So I don't know. I'm definitely going to get out more though. And then with getting out, that leads me to my other topic of dating. Like, y'all, dating in Atlanta, woo! I thought DC was bad. But the thing about DC is like, people tend to be, how can I put it? People tend to want to hang around like the who's who. So if you don't have a resume that's like a mile long, if you don't have something that's brag worthy, and you could be like, I'm doing this, I'm going here, I know this person, I went to this university, I started this business or whatever. People, it's not that you can't get a date. It's like, you won't get the best of the best, you know, because to get the best of the best in DC, you got to be like, you know, Michelle Obama 2.0. So you really got to be killing it in these streets. And that's when you have like a better chance at getting the creme de la creme. And because there's so many options there of women who are just getting it, a lot of the guys there just don't take you that seriously. I put foundation on my eyelids because you guys might not notice, but my eyelids are naturally like a darker color. So it looks like I'm always wearing eyeshadow, but I'm not. So I like to even out my skin tone, just so I have an even palette, you know, even canvas to work with. But yeah, so in DC, it's like, that's kind of how the dating goes. If you're not Michelle Obama 2.0, you can get a guy, but you're definitely going to have to like be ready to take some L's in some areas. And I feel like Atlanta's worse in the sense that there's even more people here, even more competition, if you want to see it like that, as far as women are concerned, because everybody here is doing something. Everybody's got a hustle. Everybody's got a career. Everybody's, you know, moving and shaking in some way. I mean, it is one of the best cities for business. And I think Atlanta as a city metro area has the most small businesses anywhere in the United States, well, the southeastern United States. So as you can see, someone is always doing something around here, always trying to get to the bag. And so with that being said, it does create this atmosphere of like, why settle down? Like, you know, everyone's just kind of focused on their goals, and that's cool. But at the same time, it's like, okay, but what about settling down in the sense of finding a companion? You know, and it's not that you can't get a date here. I feel like you can get quality dates, because I've had already, in just 2 months of being here, I've had some really quality men approach me in the street and online, and they wanted to go on dates. And I'm just like, okay, you know, but you can tell they're really not looking for anything serious. And at this point in my life, I'm in my 30s, you know, I'm a single mother, obviously. I'm not looking to just have a good old time. Like, I'm not knocking those of you who that's what you're here for. But for me, I'm looking for something serious. And I've always been more of a serious dater. I've always viewed who I date as a potential husband, especially once I got grown, because you never know, anything can happen. This is just how I like to trace my lips and things like that. So when you put on your lipstick, it's like bam, you know, and your lips are really popping. But you know, I've always kind of seen it like that, because you never know what might happen. You can date someone and the next thing you know, they're proposing to you, and if that was just a good old time, then now you're really hurting someone's feelings and stuff like that. And I just feel like, date someone who you can see yourself being with for real, or just be upfront and be like, I'm not looking for anything in particular, I'm just looking to have a good time. But I'm always more of a commitment-minded person. So when you're in a city like this, it does make it a lot harder, because I feel like DC people are more willing to settle down. It's just that they're more picky about the criteria, if that makes sense. So it's like, I'll settle down, but I want to make sure you have a lofty resume to go with it. You know, and if I have to settle, that's cool, but I'm going to need like a consolation prize for settling. Here, so far from what I'm seeing, it's like they don't even really want to settle down. Like, I'm meeting OGs and they're, you know, 30s, 40s. One dude was like 51 and he's still a playboy. Like, what? You still want to be in the game? Like, it's just so overrated. There's nothing that beats having love, like real solid, honest love. You guys know you're in it for the long haul type stuff, you know, and you just take it from there. So I don't know, y'all. Maybe I'll do some more like dating topics and stuff, because you guys did like my cuffing season video. So maybe I'll do more topics on that and chronicle like my dating and stuff. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. But nevertheless, I don't know if I'm going to join any dating meetups, but I know for a fact I want to get out and meet people and get more acquainted, because that also helps with the place feeling like home. You know, like, I don't really know anyone here for real. And my family, like I said, all of them don't even know I'm here. And they're all the way across town. Like, to get to them, I got to drive like an hour without traffic. And I understand why people don't like to drive here, because it's so spread out. Like, I'm not going to gas it up and be like, oh, the traffic is the worst I've ever seen. Like, I feel like no matter where you live, if you lived in a metropolitan area around a big city, traffic is going to be trash. Like, that's just the world we live in these days. Traffic is going to be some booty, you know, because a lot of people commute. We just live in like a commuter era, and people got to get from point A to point B. So I'm not going to gas it up and be like, Atlanta's the worst ever in the country, because DC's pretty bad too. But it's very spread out. Like, to get from one place to one place, it takes forever. And it's just country. You know, it's like city but country. Right now I'm using the Profusion Cosmetics Highlight and Contour thing. I got this at Walmart. I think it was like $4 or $5. I love it so far. It's cheap, but it gets the job done. And I like to use the Deep Sculpt. If you can see, I've really already dug a hole in it. I don't know if you guys are going to see that. But this color right here, I like to use around my nose and my cheekbones. And sometimes I'll mix this in, but I use this as kind of like a setting powder for my highlighted areas. So anyways, yeah, it's really spread out here. And I'm just not trying to be driving an hour all the time to go see somebody. So love my family to death, but I can't do it. I'm going to put this towel across me because this sweater's light. I hate wearing light colors for that reason, because before you know it, your shirt is all dirty and messed up and whatnot. But yeah, so I'm not trying to be driving an hour across town just to go see somebody for a little bit of time, you know. And at first we were considering living there, but, you know, some of my other relatives are like, nah, you don't want to live on the east side. So, you know, we were just like, okay, like, it's definitely not what it used to be. At one point in time, the east side was like the place to be. But now it's like, nah, like, don't do it, fam. Don't do it to yourself. So, you know, that's why we came on the Northwest side. But out here, it's like everybody that I would know or that I would want to hang with isn't out here. So now it creates that predicament where I do have to kind of go out the way to see somebody, you know, and that doesn't help. So either way, I'm going to join some meetups. Definitely going to join a gym too, because y'all, these holiday pounds are no joke. Like, this time of year, I always joke with my best friend. I'm like, by the time like end of August hits, if you're not on point with your workout regimen, just throw in the towel till January. Because to be honest, it's a downhill spiral, especially for me. Most of my family's birthdays are this time of year. Like, my sister kind of kicks it off in July because I have a nephew. His birthday's in May, but there's a gap after him until my sister. But after Rochelle, it's like birthday, birthday, birthday. And then you're in the midst of the holiday season. So now there's holiday parties. There's this, that, and the third. There's all sorts of stuff going on. So you're definitely not watching your weight. Like, you might start off good and solid and being like, I'm not going to eat this and that. I'm going to stick to it. I'm going to work out. But it's like, nah, fam, like, you're definitely going to be eating those snacks. And you're not going to care. Because when it tastes good, you're just like, I'm just going to eat. Like, I don't care what you think. Okay, I'm wearing a jacket. It's cold outside. Who cares? So, you know, I've definitely seen that. And then also, like I said, moving and staying in like Airbnbs and hotels and stuff. We definitely did not get to cook, like, basically at all. So that did hurt us in the sense of like, you're eating out all the time, and eating out all the time, not only does it get old, but you really pack on the pounds because you're not going to eat the healthiest food all the time when you got to stretch your money after moving. You know, like, you just relocated, you got to stretch the funds. You're not going to go and eat the most expensive meal. You're going to be at Burger King. You're going to be at Popeyes. You're going to be at all of these places just trying to get a quick meal, you know? So I'm feeling it. I'm not looking terrible, but I'm definitely feeling it. And I'm like, that's got to change. So I'm going to join a gym, and a gym might be a good place to meet a boo thing. You never know. I actually used to meet a lot of guys at the gym when I went in Maryland. I used to pay and go to World's Gym. I don't know, those of you who live in Maryland, you might know it, but I actually met some cuties there. Right now, I'm using the e.l.f. Total Face brush for my foundation. Oh gosh, this camera's not helping. Okay, e.l.f. Total Face brush for foundation, and I'm gonna use the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. As you can see here, I love this stuff. Like, this with the foundation, it just blends like butter into my skin, as you can see. But yeah. So let me put this towel around me. So I used to meet some real fine dudes at the gym, like, you know, and if they're in their gym, they care about their health, I would think, you know, so that's a good thing. And that would help me just kind of get back in shape too, because I'm trying to play mass. For those of you who don't know what playing mass is, it's in the Caribbean Carnival when you're in the costumes and stuff, like in Trinidad and Caribana and Canada and stuff. Atlanta has a pretty big carnival, so it's getting bigger at least. So I plan to play mass in that next year. And I need to be looking good, okay? I don't want to be looking like a butterball turkey. Like, I need to I need to be looking good in my costume. I need to be killing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to really be getting it in these streets. So that is the goal for that. We'll see how it all pans out. That's the downside about where I live. There's no community center or gym. So I got to pay for a gym membership. I was taking full advantage of that gym, that free gym, when I lived in Virginia. Especially once I knew I was moving here, I was like, oh no, let me get these workouts in, because I know I'm going to have to pay, and it's going to take me a while after I move. Even if things didn't go left like they did, it was going to take me a while. So, you know, now I'm waiting to get all of that settled. There is a gym down the street though, which is like as little as $10 a month. So I just need to get there and sign up, because I can't sign up online for that plan, at least. The more expensive plans you can sign up for. I'm using e.l.f.'s little cheap eyeshadow palette. This is like my everyday eyeshadow. Those of you who see my pictures, I'm not a big eyeshadow person. Like, I'll use it, but I'm not really one to make my eyes like over the top. So I like a more natural looking eye, and if anything, I put lip color, and I'm using this dark color as a base, and I'm just gonna go over it with this goldish looking color. But yeah, so the gym is definitely a go. Meetups are definitely a go. And I still gotta find a good church home. You know, I'm very particular about what church home I want, because I want to feel like I really belong. You know, I want to feel like I can really be myself. And it's not that I've had like traumatic church experiences that just like turn me off completely. I mean, we all have spats, but that's just human nature. But, you know, I definitely have had experiences where it's like, okay, well, I didn't feel like it served me the best at that time, and I should have found a better church home for me at that time. So, you know, I'm going to take my time with that. I have to find a church that feeds not just me, but my family. You know, I want a church where my son can really like feel like he belongs. I want a church where I feel like I can do my thing. My mom feels like she could do her thing. So that's what we're doing. But I'm just trying to get my life together, y'all. Like, moving knocked the wind out of me. And honestly, I'm good with never moving again. Like, I'm good with staying right here for a while because I just cannot. Like, my room is a total mess, as you guys can see behind me. Man, this looks mild, okay? If I move the camera around, you'd be like, girl, what are you doing? Like, and downstairs looks like a hurricane hit it because we have all the boxes from the storage unit that I unpacked last night with the guy. And you know, so I'm just over it. I'm over packing. I'm over moving. I'm over U-Haul. Like, I'll be good if I never see a U-Haul again at this point. Because I've been driving U-Hauls for 2 months. Like, from Virginia to here, around this area, moving stuff around. Last night, I'm good. Like, I'm good. So, nevertheless, I'm just going to work on getting settled right now. I'm using my blush. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like in a minute. But I'm just working on getting settled, and it's definitely different being in a new city. People are different. I would say that. And I'm going to talk about this more in a pros and cons video I want to do on like pros and cons of living in Atlanta. That's going to be next year because I want to like wait till my 90 days here is up so I can give like an honest view after I've been in the house for a little bit, so you guys don't think I'm just being a bitter Betty because I was in temporary living, you know, and things like that. But it definitely is something where it's hard to find. I will say this, and I'll probably reiterate it in that same video. It's hard to find just genuine people here. And it's hard to find genuine people anywhere. But I feel like because Atlanta is what it is, a lot of people, you gotta smile so you can get the apples in your cheeks, look nice and rosy. But I feel like a lot of people here just want to fit into that persona of like, yeah, I'm living in Black Hollywood. I got this going on. I got that going on. And what I've come to find is that people talk a mean game, but when it comes down to it and you're like, well, where are the receipts? Where's all this stuff that you claim you got going on? Where are all these moves that you claim you're making? Then they can't materialize it because they were talking out the side of their neck. You know, so you have a lot of perps here. I will say that, a lot of perps. DC had it too, but DC had more like fake bougie perps. Like people that want to be like, oh, I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere. I'm a GS13. I live, you know, in Old Town Alexandria or Annapolis or whatever, but they broke as a joke, struggling to make ends meet. So DC was more of that. Here is kind of the same, but people exaggerate how much they're doing. In other words, you know, DC people were just always flaunting it, but here it's like I find a lot of people are exaggerating about the depth of what they're doing, you know, and the severity of the moves that they're making. So I'm gonna put a lash on real quick. Oh, I didn't even show you guys the blush. See, I'm running my mouth too much. Where is that blush? Okay, so this is the Elf. Yeah, Elf blush. It's all brick red. It's already cracking. I think my son dropped the bag by accident because I got it in the bag right now. I need to get a case. I'm about to put this bronzer on too. This is Ruby Kisses All Over Glow. You can see here. Just got it at the beauty supply store. Nothing crazy. But I'm going to put this bronzer on and a lash on, and then I'm going to come back. Okay, so I got distracted with the phone call. I was going to put on my lash and then come back, but I'm just going to do it on camera. If I end up stuttering or losing my train of thought, bear with me, because putting on lashes is a sport. But anyway, so needless to say, yeah, like that's my plan of action when it comes to settling down. Meetups and just trying to find genuine people, because like I was saying, people just be talking that talk around here about, I got this going on, I got that going on, and they be so like arrogant sometimes because of the nature of Atlanta, like what it's known for, what it's becoming. And it's just like, we don't really need all of that. Like you could have saved all that extra stuff for another day, another time. You know, I'm just looking for genuine people to kick it with. And I've always been a humble person. I've never been the type to be like, oh, I accomplished this and this and this in life, so I'm gonna act brand new. You know, like I've learned to be proud of my accomplishments, and sometimes you gotta remind folks of who you are. But naturally, I'm a very low-key, humble person. Like I'm not gonna go talking about what I've done and who I know and all that type of stuff. That's just not my style. So, you know, it's hard to find that. And I know it exists. Every city has people like that, but you got to get through the fake. And that's just life, you know. And it's harder in some cities than others. I will say that much. But needless to say, I will say that even though I don't feel like I'm completely at home yet, I also don't miss DC. You know, DC will always be home. DC will always have things I like about it more than any other place. But when I went to pick up my vehicle, what was it, like last week or something? My family and I went up, and I was just looking around, and I was like, you know what? There's nothing for me here. Like, this place is dead to me. I don't miss it. I wasn't looking at the places I was at and going through the neighborhoods like, oh my gosh, I wish I could move back and this and that. Like, I was good. You know, I was appreciative for the time I had there, but I was ready to come back home. And home is Atlanta for me now. So I do feel like I'm supposed to be here, but a lot of that is because, like I said in my story time video, I prayed and I fasted about it, and God gave me the confirmation that this is where I'm supposed to be. You know, because I was looking to go to other places with my family. We were thinking about Charlotte. We were thinking about Huntsville or Birmingham, Alabama. We were thinking about, Richmond, Virginia, and even like some parts of Texas and stuff. But God really confirmed that, like, nah, you need to be in Atlanta. And he's been showing little ways of like how I can grow here in my business and in my craft and just really take it up a notch, you know, because I don't want to be freelancing forever. I enjoy freelancing, obviously, for the freedom it grants me, but I don't like the grind of it because you're always on the go. Like, you know, on the weekends when you could be chilling with your friends or your family or something, or just Netflix and chilling by yourself. Not with anybody else, not around here at least. It's just like you're on the go, you know, you're grinding, you're working when you could be at home chilling, you know, holidays when everyone else is chilling in the house by the fireplace, talking to their friends and stuff, you're on the road, you know, you're dropping people off, you're dropping food off. And I just really get tired of it from that standpoint, but I do like it better than a job, you know, because it affords me almost the same money I would make on a job, but I make my own schedule. I get to say I'm going to work this time, that time, whatever. So it has its ups and downs, but ideally I would really like to be doing this full time, not by this YouTube and blogging and all the other content creation stuff that I do or plan to do. I'd really rather be doing that full time than doing the freelancing and content creation, because it really does get cumbersome and it is a lot to kind of keep track of. So yeah, I'm just not trying to be on that grind forever, but I gotta do what I gotta do right now because the bills gotta be paid. And I feel like Atlanta has a lot of opportunity for me to grow in my craft and do it faster than if I were in the DC area. It's not that I wouldn't have grown in DC, but DC is more so a government political city. It's not a place where a lot of artists tend to thrive, you know. So I am glad, you know, the best thing to do to put on a lash, put a mirror under you. And practice makes perfect, ladies. But yeah, so the best thing to do is to just take advantage of the area that I'm in, the city that I'm in. There's a lot of creatives here, a lot of collaborative type people here. So you can definitely get some things popping, but you have to get out to do it. So it brings me back to my main point of really just wanting to mingle and get out. You know, I have to like do a paradigm shift in my mind to get out of this, I don't need to network or go hang out with people or stuff like that kind of mindset, you know? Because like I said, in DC, since it was my home, I was able to fall off the grid. Oh, sorry, I'm not even saying. I'm using the dual eyelash glue. Love this glue. I love the clear one. It dries clear, so right now you see it, but when it's dry, you're not going to see it. But, you know, I got to get out of that because I'm not home, so I'm going to have to get out to meet people and get to know people. Because you're not going to meet people just being in the house, you know? Like, you got to get out there. You got to see what people are doing. You got to be in the know and things like that. So, I have to do this paradigm shift in my mind where it's like, okay, we're going to go out. We're going to hang out. We're going to meet people. Because it's very exhausting meeting people. Like, I'm the type of person, as I said earlier, I think I said it in this video at least, that I'm really good being off the grid, but my personality type always draws people to me. People always want to hang out with me. People always want me to kind of be in the spotlight, and naturally, I'm kind of good in the cut. So, you know, I'm not really looking to talk to a bunch of people all the time and stuff like that. I really enjoy being alone, but at the same time, I get my energy from people. I guess that's and would consider, I guess that would make me an ambivert, basically, right? I think that's a term. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But, it's like I like being around people in the sense of if I'm in a crowd or a party or something like that, I'm going to be energized from that. That's going to make me like want to stay, want to mingle and things like that. But I also really need my downtime and I really enjoy my own personal space, So, and I'm going to do a video about moving back home or living in a multi-generational house, especially after you have lived on your own, because that is something that I deal with about living back with family. At one point I did have my own spot and I loved it. I loved coming home and no one was in the house. I had all the space to myself, my food to myself. I mean, granted, if I lived on my own now, that wouldn't be the same regardless because I have a child. And when you're with child, those little rascals can eat. All my parents out there know, like, they will eat you out of house and home if you let them. Granted, my son is very peckish. He's not a big eater, but that child can eat. So if I lived on my own, I wouldn't have my food to myself regardless, but I would enjoy having my own spot. And that is something that I am aiming towards. So I'm definitely going to do more videos on that aspect of just how it is living in a multi-generational house. But putting on the lash, this is why I got to lock the door, because if someone like my son ran in on me right now, I would poke the crap out of my eye. And ain't nobody got time for that kind of video footage. But, yeah, so now you just let it dry. For those of you who've never put on a lash, and you can see it's totally dry and kind of clear. I put mascara on my lashes to give it an extra pop. But let me put on the next one. So yeah, I have to shift my mind. I got to get into socialize mode. And that's something that I'm going to do, definitely. In 2020, I'm going to socialize more and make some friends. But I'm wiser now in what I look for in friends. I'm not just looking for random people just to shoot the breeze with. Like, you got to serve a purpose in my life. And it's not always about gimme, gimme, gimme on some money or materialistic stuff. But it's like, if you can't motivate me, if you can't inspire me, if I can't learn something from you, if we can't support each other, like, what are we really doing? I'm not interested in just friends just to say I have friends, or people calling up my phone and taking up my time. Like, I want friends that I can grow with. Iron sharpens iron. So that's more so the type of friends I'm looking for, networking, not just random friends. But, we'll see how it all works out. Other than that, my mom's business is going to be thriving. 2020 is really just a year for me to come and get it. That's basically what it is. It's like, I'm getting after it. I'm getting after the bag. The last few years is really just trying to figure out where I'm going to go, what I'm going to do, what I really want to do, and stuff like that. 2020 is like, we're getting the bag. I'm coming for all of these goals because I'm tired of having goals and it's like everything else in life happens and you don't get to finalize those goals. And I'm going to give it my best shot. With God, with faith, with prayer, and hard work, there's nothing you can't accomplish. If it's for you, it will happen. So that is just where I'm at. I really want Daily Dell to increase as far as like what it does and what I produce and more brand campaigns and collabs and things like that. I also want to collab with other creators. Helping my mom's business is definitely top of my list. I really want to get Mama Martin's Kitchen to a point where it is funding everything my mom needs it to fund, and she doesn't necessarily have to rely on her Social Security. Like Social Security now becomes something just there. Eyes watering. But I don't want it to be something where it's like, I need that on top of my business, so I really am going to have to grind, and it's a lot of work to manage her stuff and mine, because I'm telling you, days like today, it's crazy. I got so much going on, and I was out late, and it's just like, hey, this is the stuff you ask for, this is the stuff you pray for, so you're going to have to do the work to keep it, and I get a thrill. I am actually a better worker when I have a busy schedule. If my schedule isn't busy, I get mischievous. I get bored, I get mischievous, I do stupid things. Not that I can't think straight, but you just have too much time on your hands to do dumb stuff. So I prefer to be productive. I prefer to have an agenda, an itinerary, but not so busy to the point where I can't get rest. Like, I need to be in my right mind, but where I don't have room for a lot of nonsense to seep in or to create a lot of nonsensical situations, So that's just kind of me as I am. And 2020 is going to be that type of year. You know, you guys are definitely going to be seeing more promotion, not in a way that makes me sick, but you're going to have to get used to that because granted, I've only been doing this stuff. I've only been YouTubing for what, like 2 months now or something, but I've been content creating since May of 2019, and I really need to step it up a notch, you know, because it has afforded me some opportunities, but I needed to afford me more opportunities. And it's not just a good time. Like, trust me, I enjoy doing this stuff because I'm not getting paid for it like that anyway. But it's not just a good time. Like, I needed to be affording me more than just, you know, oh, I did a YouTube video or whatever. So I'm just curling up the lashes a little bit. I don't have eyelash curler, so this is the getaway. But I'm gonna definitely be grinding. Like, and I had the same kind of determination when I wanted to leave my first government job in 2013. At the end of 2013, I was like, I'm leaving my government job. I'm not going to be working at this place at the end of 2014. Come hell or high water, I'm going to be working somewhere else. And lo and behold, by the end of 2014, I was working somewhere else. So, you know, I literally put all my blood, sweat, and tears into that goal all day, all night. I lived that. I slept it, I ate it, I drank it. It was on my mind all the time. Like, anytime I had a down moment, I was applying to jobs. Like, that's going to be the type of focus I have for 2020. I'm literally going to be grinding, trying to get this stuff just off the ground and to a point where it is, like I said, affording us most of our lifestyle so we don't have to do everything else. So what I'm going to do now is go over my eyelashes one more time with this LA Colors mascara just to make it pop. My eye does look a little weird right now because you can see the glue, so it looks like I'm cockeyed a little bit, but once it dries, it's going to look better. So, you know, I'm just going to chronicle my journey of settling into the city. I am excited to be here, but it is different, you know, and I'm getting used to how people move here and how they are. I'm not super eager. I'm glad I moved here older because I feel like if I were younger, you know, when you're young, you're just for the most part super eager to make friends. Be like, oh, this is my friend, this is my friend, this is my friend. Now that I'm older, I'm like, yeah, you're my friend. Like, I'm watching you. You know, you ain't just gonna be throwing around that friend title because people do that with me often. Like, I don't know what it is. People will meet me and they just like try to squeeze themselves into spaces in my life and calling me their friend and calling me their best friend and all this type of stuff. And granted, you know, I do have a lot of women online that I consider to be my business friends, my business sisters. You know, we collaborate on different things and stuff like that. They're not forcing their way into my life. You know, we share ideas, we learn from each other, we inspire each other and things like that. But I'm talking about like when people meet you and they're like, hey, bestie, hey, let's go hang out. You're my friend, you're my best friend. And I'm just like, what? I am? Like, this is moving on so fast. I need time to, adjust. I'm not here for that. You know, I'm here for people that serve a purpose and who are intentional in my life. I'm protecting my space because that's another thing. People see you on the upswing and they want to come for the ride. And it's like, you weren't with me shooting in the gym. You know, when I was living in them hotels and I had food to eat and stuff, you weren't with me. So don't just try to come along now and be my best friend. Like, that's not what we're going to be doing. So I'm going to take this Blistex Hemp and Shea Hydration chapstick. I really like Carmex, but couldn't find it when I went to Walmart. This is okay, but it doesn't give you that extra, vavoom that I like on my lips. But it does keep your lips soft. I like it to kind of be like, bam, you know? But, it keeps your lips soft. And that's what we're here for. Because then I got time for chapped lips. And then I'm going to take this NYX matte lipstick, and this shade is Euro Trash. What? I didn't even know this was called Euro Trash. I feel some type of way using this. But yeah, that's really bizarre. Euro Trash. But yeah, I just dab it on my lips like this. Just to give my lips that extra kind of natural pop. But yeah, so we'll see, guys. We'll see. And you already know you guys are going to be along with me on the journey, settling in here. So we shall see how it all works out. And then last but not least, I'm using this Vitalip Rose Hip Oil Lip Gloss. Broadway brand. I just got this at the beauty supply store. You're not even going to see the writing because of the way it is. But I saw it in the stand and I was like, ooh, rose hip oil. And I was like, let me try that. So I just put that on my lips. Bam, like that. This is just like this would be like my everyday kind of just going out look. Even though I'm going to take pictures, I don't want it to be like super glammed up. I want it to be natural looking. So that's that. And I don't have any setting spray, but I should be good because it's not a hot day. So I don't think I'm gonna like sweat off my makeup. But this is the finished look. This is how I'm going to be taking these photos. So when you see this look, you know you saw it here first. But anyways, I will talk to you guys later on. And thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know if you want to see more Get Ready With Me's. We'll talk about all sorts of different stuff. But thank you for stopping by. Like, comment, subscribe. And I will see you on my Instagram. If you're not following me, don't forget all my links are down below. And I will see you also on here on the next video. Take care and have a good day.